Hello and welcome to the MHG podcast. As usual, life can be a little bit miserable and life can be a little bit dark, very dark sometimes. But we're here to bring you as much light and as much joy as we possibly can. I am the Prince of Darkness. I'm not. I don't know where that came from. That has nothing to do with anything. But I'm Bradley, joined by the illuminous Stu. How you doing, Stu?
I'm not bad at all, thank you very much. Prince of Darkness. That's am I being dumb, or is that Dracula, or is that the devil? I can't remember.
I don't actually know. I'm sure it's interchangeable, is it not?
I think it is. Here's a question for you, right? What's your favourite vampire movie?
Oh, right. So this is a bit out there. John Carpenter's Vampires.
Oh yeah. It's not bad actually.
No, it's not, and it's different. Oh well, right. Okay, sorry. I should change that from Dusk Till Dawn, obviously, but that's not a vampire movie. That's a Western heist movie with vampires in it.
Yeah.
It's not a vampire movie, so that doesn't count, even though it's got vampires in it. That is one of the greatest movies of all time, though, from Dusk Till Dawn. But best vampire movie is John Carter's Vampires.
Fair enough. I like that. Well, one of my favourites is Vamp from the 80s. That's a really good one if you've not seen it.
Please tell me it's from the 80s, it's called Vamp. Please tell me it is camp.
It's a little bit camp. It's not as camp as it could be, let's put it that way. It's pretty hetero. But there's some camp moments in it. There's some moments that you could consider queer. Worth checking out, yeah.
Oh, I'll give that a look, yeah. But I think the reason I like... So a lot of people go, oh, you'll get the people who go snotty and go, oh, I like Nosferatu, it's the original, yeah, whatever. It's not a very good film. I've watched it, because I'm a film snob, I've watched it. It's actually not very good. It's just, Interview with a Vampire, it's all right. It's not aged all that well, and I think, it's all right. Obviously, Twilight, no, do one. And there's loads of others where I think they're all right. But for whatever reason, I think that Vampires it kind of takes what's the ridiculousness of the vampires and adds something to it in a way that makes it entertaining. And it's not the best film. It's probably not the best actual vampire film, but in terms of pure entertainment, I just loved it. I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah, I'd put it in the same sort of bracket as 30 Days a Night, which is also not a great film, but it's got such a good central idea that it kind of carries it through quite a bit. So, yeah.
Yes, not to be confused with 40 Days and 40 Nights, which is that film about where Josh Hartnett can't have sex or masturbate for a month.
That's correct, yes.
Which apparently is really difficult.
No comment.
Is it? I've been 3 years, mate. All you got to do is have enough children, or have children that make you go, nah, no more, I'm done, and have enough meds that stop you working completely, that it's easy. I'd win that bet every day on a Sunday.
Yeah, it's hardly American Pie, is it? Yeah.
No, I was just like, the concept of that was just, guys got to not have intercourse for 30 days, all right? All right, no whatever.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Sorry, 2 seconds. Just for listeners, I have an autistic child who's home today and she's playing video games and needs help. 2 seconds. This is an insight into life.
I'll vamp a little bit, ironically. Hey, vamp, you see, it all ties in. None of this is prepared either, it's amazing.
An actual level is where you go into one of those doors.
Yeah.
And then you play around in there. If you want to do that, you do that.
I might cut this one, I might leave it in, because it's quite interesting.
That's fine.
Brad instructing people on how to play games is always interesting.
You dive in there and you play, it's fine.
Also, levels.
You've got a complete level or completely die, either or.
I feel that he'd be pretty good on explaining how to play puzzle games.
Games master.
Yeah, like a good teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got one working eye as well. I could do it,
Yeah, that's true. You could be games master.
I can't believe they went with Trevor McDonald for the remake. You woke.
Yeah, missed a trick there, definitely.
I know why most people are tuning back in, Stu. Okay. And it's not for the segue. That can't come quite yet. They're tuning in because they want to know who this week's Ashley James Hero of the Week is.
Well, I know I do.
You know you do. And this week is a young lady. She looks young, it might not be young, I don't know how old she is. But basically, on BBC Question Time, as of last night, as of recording, so that would have been Wednesday the 20th of June, 2024. If you're listening to this in some kind of dystopian future, we used to have news programmes and television that people would watch. It was crazy. Crazy times. She basically asked the question of Rishi Sunak, who basically answered like a knobhead, and she continued to hold him to account, and he continued to go down the rabbit hole again, angrier and angrier and angrier, taking it out on other people. People were backing this young lady, Letitia Holland, her name. People started backing her up, and he couldn't hack it. The leader of this country couldn't hack a simple question where the person asking the question had some facts, had some basic knowledge, and he couldn't hack it. And yeah, for that reason, she's a hero, an absolute hero who does more of holding to account than our media outlets do. Brilliant.
Yeah, that is fantastic. It doesn't take much. They have so little accountability and so little contact with the public that it only takes like one person who's intelligent to throw a question their way, and that's it. They're completely scuppered.
Yeah, it reminds me of, I'm not going to find, like, the sources or anything, but trust me, that's a politician thing, isn't it? Just don't worry about sources. But there was a thing like Nigel Farage a few years back was on an Irish news show and decided to start dictating Irish history to the Irish newsreader, and she shut him down. And then he decided to go back on to another one, I think a little while later. And every time he peddled a lie, they stopped him in his tracks and gave him the actual facts. And you could just see him going, oh, fuck, what am I doing? Oh, I can't Farage my way out of this. Yeah, it's brilliant. More holding politicians to account. They are not your friends.
God, no. Oh, yeah. I love it when they get a proper roasting.
But yeah, go give Letitia Holland all your support, because yeah, she's our Ashley James hero of the week this week. I'm going to try and get Ashley James on. I like Ashley James. I don't even even though she that Chelsea programme or something she came from, didn't she?
Probably.
Don't know what that is. Don't like that. I think it's crap. But yeah, good person, Ashley James. I'm going to try and get her on because I like her. Anyway, talking of having no friends. Video games, Stu.
Yeah.
Yeah, single-player video games. It's great.
Single-player video games. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's because during not E3, or legally distinct E3, as we call it here, I call it, so we're all calling it that now, the big shows were like, oh, look, co-op. Everyone can play together. Oh, look, you can all... No, I don't want that. Like, stop making me have friends. Like, I've got friends I can talk to, but finding time to sit down and play a video game that needs investment, that's not happening. No. That's not happening at all. Whereas a single-player game, let me at it. It's why I like Tetris 99 and stuff like that. It's a single-player, multiplayer game, but you aren't affecting anyone, and it's just you. That I can do. Big co-op experiences. Yeah, the idea is great, but no, doesn't work. She's enjoyed You Super Lucky to Tell, by the way.
Oh, right, yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I think it's strange the way that the industry has moved towards these massive mega hits where they're all co-op all the time or all battle royale all the time kind of thing. But it's what the kids seem to want. But yeah, no,
Is it though? But the fact they're going, oh, no one's playing that game, we've got to shut up another studio.
Yeah, well, there is that. But I think once you've invested your entire life in Fortnite, you don't really want to invest in anything else.
But that's it. You've got Fortnite. So, again, don't follow, create something new. Which is going to be ironic when I come to one of my games in a minute. But, yeah, stop trying to be the next Fortnite. Fortnite's got that down.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Fortnite's got that. That's done. That's locked down. You don't need to be Fortnite. Right? The Battle Royale is there. Right, because even if you don't like the building aspect, you don't have to do that anymore in it and stuff like that. And it's got a Lego mode and creative modes. They've locked it down. Just do something different. Anyway,
yeah.
Enough about what we're not playing.
Well, you've got more than me. So
yes,
what have you been playing that is a bit different?
So first of all, Do you know how I said about, obviously, try and do something a bit different. Don't go chasing what's already out there. Well, I love myself. There's a couple of games out called Coffee Talk. Absolutely brilliant. And they were made by the late, I always pronounce his name wrong, and I feel really bad for this, but I think it's Fahi. He unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. And it was an absolutely wonderful game. I was always in contact with him around the time of the game coming out. It was anyway, right, compose myself. Farmy. All right, I don't know if it's pronounced Farmy or whether it is like Fammy or something like that, and I feel really bad not knowing the pronunciation. But anyway, Coffee Talk is a game about essentially a visual novel. You sit there as the person who runs a coffee bar, and characters come in from the world and they chat to you. They'll chat to you, and you kind of give them advice sometimes, or just listen to them, and then you'll make their coffee orders, set them on their way. And the people came in were kind of like these fantasy type people, where like mainly humans, but you'd get like elves and things like that would come in, but they were subtly done. Anyway, it was wonderful. There's Coffee Talk and there's Coffee Talk 2. Get them both. Farmy was a wonderful person, and just get on those games. Anyway, bit of emotionality out the way. Tavern Talk is a very similar concept, where it takes the idea of Coffee Talk, and they've said straight out, look, our inspiration is Coffee Talk. But it takes more of a Dungeons and Dragons inspiration to its setting. So instead of being a coffee bar, you work in a tavern, hence the name Tavern Talk. People come in from various, they're doing different adventures and they've got various different problems. They come in, they chat to you, you give them advice. It's all there. It's the same as Coffee Talk, but you make them different drinks, not coffee, different drinks. And what you have is the drinks are 5 different types of things. You might have a drink where they need like extra courage or strength or something like that, and basically you pour your ingredients together to mix it as they want, and you serve them the drink, and you speak to them, they go off. Some might come back another time, others might be a short story. They're telling you about their quest, and you got this thing where you have to sort out their information they're giving you. That might help give you some more advice or create a new drink and things like that. And it's really, really cozy. It's really enjoyable, and it's not as good as Coffee Talk, and that's not coming from an emotional point of view or anything like that. It's not as good as Coffee Talk, but it's not a bad game. If it's a really good game, it hits all the right notes. The characters are interesting. It's one of those games where you haven't got to be a fan of visual novels to enjoy it, whereas I think there's a lot of visual novels where you've got to be really into a certain lore or something like that to get it. This, no, it's nice and breezy. If you're a big fan of D&D, then you'll probably get a bit more out of it. But I'm only barely know Dungeons and Dragons, so I that kind of skipped over me. But I enjoyed each of the patrons that come and see you are brilliant. They're a wonderful collection of people. The drinks you get to make are nice and varied. And yeah, it's just a really cosy experience that I've probably played for about 4 or 5 hours over the course of a few days, and it was just lovely cosy evenings with this and the game.
Oh, very nice. Yeah. So, as you say, like visual novel, that kind of throws me a little bit, but I mean, it does seem like a good idea, and I like the fact that this breadth of kind of gaming that you can touch on and just get different experiences from these days. It's really good.
Visual novels are massive term now. I think it needs to, because it is a visual novel in terms of there's a lot of interacting and not loads of like action. That's where it's a visual novel, but it's just it's just a cozy chatting experience in a way. Obviously all scripted. It's not like you get to type to them whatever you want. It's all very scripted, but yeah, it's visual novel for me strikes of reams and reams and reams of text from people that takes forever to read, you lose track, and has fan service still. I can't get my head around the fan servicey side of visual novels. This isn't that at all. There is reading, but it's it's paced really, really well. I think that's a big part of this. It's really well paced, as Coffee Talk was as well. And yeah, don't let visual novel put you off. I'm not saying it's going to be great for everyone. If you're somebody who wants to go kick some arse and murder a lot of people, then no, clearly this isn't for you. If you're someone who wants something that gives you constant action, this isn't for you. But what I would argue is don't dismiss it on the fact that it's a visual novel. But I enjoyed it. I really enjoy it.
Cool. Well, sounds good.
What's next from you? Or first from you? Only from you? What's from you?
Yeah, just the one. That's because I've been really heavily caning Heavy Storm Shadow, which I just really enjoyed. It really caught with me after a little while, and I've done pretty much everything in the game. But what I've been playing apart from that occasionally is...
Oh, sorry, Heavy Storm Shadow. That's our mystery game, isn't it?
It is our mystery game. And yeah, no, that's a good point, reminded me. Yeah, I looked into it a little bit more, and it seems as though the developer... the developer's fine. It's the publisher. I think they've got some sort of controversy. I think their games have been pulled from Steam. I'm not sure what that is, but the developers are trying to find a different publisher so they can republish the game. That's what I've heard, anyway.
Okay, well, keep us up to date if you hear anything of it actually coming back, because that sounds like a good game, and it's a shame that if it gets lost because of publishers.
I know they're the bane of our existence, but yeah. But yep, that was just a sidebar, really. Yeah.
Going back onto what you've been playing,
which is a game called Max Mustard, which is a VR game, and it's similar to Astrobot, the PSVR 1 game. And which is getting a sequel, but a non-VR sequel. And yeah, so it's kind of similar to that, and that in turn was kind of similar to Mario games. The difference being that you're the kind of god in that universe, and you're piloting your little avatar around the level, and that just means that your head can be separate from the head, obviously, of the perspective of the character, and it just gives it that little extra sort of dimension in that way. And also, your god character can sometimes be given things that the little avatar character doesn't have. So, for example, in one of the very early levels, you get like a gun that fires like plunges, like a Nerf kind of thing. And you're kind of moving your character around the level. Think of Mario Galaxy, where you kind of, you can use the wand to shoot down the stars, or the bits, whatever they're called. But more sophisticated than that, which was just that part of it, of Mario Galaxy, was just a bit of a gimmick. But it's much more of a gameplay mechanic in this. And that's stolen, straight from Astrobot. But that's fine, because there's only been one Astrobot, and this is like 5 or 6 years later, so, thumbs up. Uh-huh. In terms of how it plays, it's really nice. It doesn't do anything unusual, and it takes the sort of jump and use rocket boots to float thing that Astrobot did as well, so that it gives you a kind of little bit of leeway when you're negotiating stuff, because looking at it from that angle and with your head with free movement, it can be a little bit kind of disorientating sometimes, and your head's going one way and you're moving your character another way. So it's got some little built-in tricks to make sure your jumping is more precise and a little bit easier controlled. Lots of good ideas that I've come across so far. Not anywhere near in the same league as Astrobot, I'm afraid. It's not as... visually it's really nice. It looks like, very much in the Mario style. It doesn't look as unique or individual as Astrobot tended to. The character design is nice, it's very pleasant, it's very cute. No problems there. Gameplay is fine, some really clever ideas in there. Nothing that is going to, frighten the horses or do anything particularly new. One thing that's been a bit of a disappointment so far is that one of the good things about Astrobot is it incentivized you go into hard to look at places. So you've got very kind of wide levels where you can explore the fringes, and you have to kind of physically move your head in real life to look over to that side, and it's a little bit awkward, and the platform is a bit awkward, and therefore they're only optional. They're not part of the main path, but you can find the little Astrobot guys to rescue who have loads of personality. It's really nice. In this game, all that side stuff does is give you like extra coins, at least so far to where I've played. So it's not really incentivized. But you do use coins to buy abilities, which is a good thing. I know not a lot. It's sort of divided. Some people like that very, very minimal RPG element in platforming games, and some people absolutely hate it. But I'm one of the ones who loves it. I think because of playing, Wonder Boy early on, where you can do that sort of thing. And I really like that. And, it's not stuffed full of great ideas, but it's got a decent enough spreading of them to make it something really, interesting and fun to play. It's very cute, great for kids, good introduction to VR, works really well in VR, looks cute, never breaks. It's just one of those that it's a really solid, really fun type of game to play without breaking any boundaries. And I think if the market was fairly stuffed in VR for this stuff, you'd be like, well, I'm going to have to take it fully on its merit. But because there's so few of them, it's kind of, if you want a platformer in VR, then you should definitely get onto it because there's not enough of them, really.
Yeah, I think the apart from Astrobot, I think the only other one, ironically, and we don't plan this, we just must be so connected, is he just playing, I said, New Super Lucky's Tale right now.
Yeah.
I googled Max Mustard. I went, oh, that looks like Super Lucky's Tale, which obviously was originally a VR game. Before they went, this isn't working, this doesn't quite work, but we got a really good character mascot here, and then turned it into arguably one of the better 3D platformers of recent years. And this looks very much in that vein as well, which is good, bright, colourful. Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm hoping. I know this is not a point. I kind of hoping they find a way to make it a non-VR version as well, because it looks like it's got all the right elements to be enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably struggle a bit in non-VR, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, they could give it a go. But as a VR entry, I think, definitely pick it up if you've got headsets. I think it's Oculus only at the moment. And
coming to Steam.
Yeah, good. The only other thing I wanted to say was, it's by an Australian developer, and they've picked the best name for the game because it's absolutely fantastic. I love that title, Max Mustard. I think it's brilliant. It sounds like a mascot platformer, but it's different enough, to be really good. So thumbs up to Toast Interactive for that.
Hang on, they'll do. Do you know the problem I've got with this, though, Stu?
Oh, is it too woke for you?
It's bloody one I saw Max Mustard. Now I've got a mate called Max, and he's proper mustard, but he's a man.
Yep. Woke again, you see.
Why is Max a girl?
I know. Disgusting, isn't it? The tofu-eating wokerati at it again.
I put on that Life is Strange. The only thing strange about Life is Strange is they had a girl with a boy's name.
Yep. Disgraceful, isn't it?
Really cool character. Has kind of got that DreamWorks look without being too DreamWorksy as well, which is cool. So cool. Good to have games like this where people get to experience it. Hopefully, it does well enough that they make it available for more than 10 people.
Yeah, that'd be good. And like you say, never go full DreamWorks.
No, never go full DreamWorks. You never want to do that. Anyway, moving on and sticking with the cosy theme. I've played many builders, many tycoon games, type things, set in hospitals, set in space, with beavers, with humans, with aliens, with all kinds of different things. What I didn't realise what I needed was I needed to build a frog refuge, Stu.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been playing a game called Kamaeru. Probably butchered that. Kamaeru, or Kamaeru, a frog refuge, whereby that's pretty much it. You're a person, you go and meet your friend, and they're like, oh yeah, well I do. I like frogs. You're like, as you do. Sure, you like frogs. That's fine. What do you want to do? You want to build a frog refuge? All right, okay, that's fine. We can do that. And basically, that's the game. You build a frog refuge. Frogs like furniture, apparently. So you put in different bits of furniture. Which will attract different kinds of frogs. You've got to take photos of the frogs to catalogue them, learn how to feed them, eventually tame them once they're tamed, and you do a few other bits. You make their surroundings better. You get them to mate, and then you create new frogs, which is lovely. And then you've also got to sort of like go around and sort of expand the habitat, expand the wilds for them, so they can obviously go back out into the wild and have places they can actually live. So you make sort of like marshes and ponds, and it's all about preservation. It's about restoring wetlands and things like that. And it's got a lovely art style. I just love the art style of this. It's like it's a no fail thing. It's not like there's this economy you've got to do, and like too many people have died and now you've not got the right death care, and there's nothing overly harsh about it. It's just basically build a refuge, a nice cozy refuge, make the frogs happy, take pictures of them and breed them, and that's pretty much the game. And do you know what? I saw it in the Wholesome Direct and I went, I really like the look of this. It looks nice and cosy. I'm going to get it. Applied for it. Then I thought, why am I doing this? I don't know why I'm going to play this. And then I started playing it, and I know exactly why I wanted it, because it's just lovely. And a lovely game is always good in a time where the world's going to shit. And if you can escape and save some frogs, escape and save some frogs, Stu.
What a good way to look at it. I totally agree. Yeah, fantastic.
And also, I mean, I don't know if I spoke about it on here or whether I've just been playing it or not, but I played Frog Detective a while back, which is an absolutely outstanding... not Frog Detective. Oh my God, what was it called? I played a frog game. It wasn't Frog Detective. There is a game called Frog Detective, but it wasn't Frog Detective, and it was brilliant. And I love Duck Detective. Duck Detective. Which I'm liking the fact we're getting. I don't know what the difference between a frog and a duck is, by the way. But anyway, we're getting to a point where we're getting these sort of like these creature avatar type experiences again, which were prevalent in sort of like the 80s and 90s, and then disappeared for bald space marines, and now we're going back to animals, and I'm all for animals. The Duck Detective is really good, by the way. If you've not played it, play Duck Detective. But yeah, Kamaeru, whatever, is really, really good. And yeah, I've been playing maybe about an hour a day with it, just pottering about. And games that you potter about in are some of the best, I think.
Yeah, and if it's teaching some people to be, kinder to nature, then that's all the better as well.
Just don't go picking up random frogs and trying to force them to have sex.
Well, no, exactly. Do it in a video.
They are the same sort of colours that they are in here. Probably don't touch them either. Definitely don't lick them.
Yeah, but all of the above, definitely. Yeah. Do it in a video game.
Yeah, don't lick wild animals. That's
a generally good thing to go by. Yeah, although cats would actually really like that. So.
Well, yeah, but I think from other cats, don't go licking your own cat, Stu. That's weird.
What, you mean I have to stop? That would explain all the fur balls I keep getting.
I mean, you're not... I mean, because they lick their balls. Are you licking your cat's balls?
I can't talk about that on the air.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I think I've just made Edith laugh as well. Yeah, anyway, I think there's the title, Don't Lick Your Cat's Balls.
Okay. Maybe not.
Or Don't Lick the Wildlife. There you go. There. But yeah, really good. Nice and cosy. And in times of absolute despair, cozy's always good. Which is why I think cozy, like the Wholesome Direct, generally has some of the best games when it does its showcases, because they're brilliant.
Yeah, I would go along with that.
But yeah, that's it. I've got loads of other games, but I've got to pace them out a bit. Because content is happening, Stu, and we're getting content, and it's great. Content
is king.
Never been more contented with the content.
Lovely.
I don't know, I'm rambling now, Stu, so I think that means, it's that time again. I'm going to shut up now.
Yeah, fair enough. Nice and short one today. But
I rambled from the start. I don't know, I should just shut up at the start. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I'll shut up now.
Yeah. Even with the rambling, still fairly short today, but yeah, nice and neat and tidy. And yeah, so as usual, follow
like your cat's balls.
Follow us on all the cat balls and all the cat ball websites. Look at our website. Make sure you check out all the content there. There's some really good stuff. And ignore Brad as best you can, as I'm trying to. And make sure that you look at all of our stuff on YouTube. And yeah, you've really thrown me off now. You did your job.
Well, honestly, we're the top 1% of only cats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Pussy in bio.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's it. So until next time, stay safe and stay sane.